Hey, welcome to my channel where I talk about my dolls, and that's literally it. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about my top 3 favorite American Girl play sets. It's weird that it took me this long to do a video like this because play sets are actually what got me into American Girl. Before that, I actually didn't like the dolls at first. I started collecting them for other dolls that I collected, and mostly because I actually just liked the way the play sets looked, which is so weird looking back on it, but I guess it was all, it's part of the path, the journey to getting to all these dolls that I now have. And I'm going to start with the playset, what collectors call the big ticket item. It should have been the first one I had, or should have been the first one I ever bought, but it really took me a long time because it's so big that I just couldn't figure out a way to incorporate it into my collection. And if you haven't figured out which one it is yet, it is Claudie's Bakery, which I managed to hide over there. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. I'm going to show the back side first because this is the side I never display. Because yeah, that's the thing. Because even though they are technically play sets, to me they're just display sets. And so this one, it's supposed to be like, if you're using it to play, it has a functioning oven over here. Where's the lever? Yeah, so as you can see, the door goes up. There's a little fake flame back there, and Claudie would, or whoever is playing with the set would use this to put the bread in. But to be honest, I don't care that much about this side of the playset because this, to me, is where all the beauty is, and it's going to make noise. Everything I do on here makes noise. So as you can see, very pretty. It's something from the book series, or from the first book. What else do we need to say about it? Because I kind of want to show all the pieces, because here's the other little sneaky thing. The reason I'm doing this is because it's dusting time for this set. So I was going to take everything down and pull everything apart and dust it all anyway. So now I can, like, what would you say? 2 birds, 1 stone. And if you're curious, it's all plastic. So the cupboards are plastic. Sorry, this part is plastic. This is like an acrylic, like a clear acrylic here. Inside, what have we got? An empty box of rolled oats. There's literally nothing in there, not even a little like bag of fake oats. And a fake bottle of olive oil, which I think it's not like paint inside, but there's some kind of like film that they put around it to make it look like it's got oil. And in here, there is just a box that says baking soda because there's nothing in there. And we've got some kind of jam, strawberry jam. Down here, this icing thing, icer, I don't know what you'd call it, squeeze thing. It doesn't do anything. It's just molded plastic. There's no like squishiness to it. It's not even like, I guess you could make them hold it between their fingers and make them do something. But for me, it's all decoration, so I don't mind. Just like, these pineapple, canned pineapples that aren't anything. It's just plastic with a sticker around it. And these are kind of funny. Like, so this here is supposed to be brown sugar, and it's just gold, like gold glitter. I've never seen any brown sugar that looks anything like glitter. They could have just gone with like a brown version of this. See, the sugar has like the powder. It's like a sparkly powder. And what's really funny is they put this like cup up in here so that they've put less powder inside because it just looks fuller. And I think it's the same on both. Yeah, I just find that so funny that like it's just a bottle of glitter, and her mixing bowl, and her measuring cups. To anybody who's just never seen any of these, seen the setup close before, I'm sure you have, but you haven't seen it from someone who's this obsessed with Claudie. And now that I've shown you like the main parts of it, I can tell you that I went through a lot of drama to get this set. It was, like I said earlier, I'd never planned to get it because it's so big that I just could not figure out a place that I was going to put it. And at one point, Indigo is a bookstore in Canada. They used to carry American Girl. I'm just going to say this quickly because some people really don't know what it is in any video that I do. So when they were just no longer carrying American Girl, they started putting everything on sale. And this set went on a major sale. It went from, I think it was almost $400 in Canada when it was at regular price. And nope, put that in the wrong spot. And then they put it on sale for, I think it was like $250, something like that. And I had enough points to get a $50 gift card voucher from, I don't know where everything was now, from Are you telling me you didn't go there? It's trying to tell me it doesn't belong there. So because I had the $50 gift card and it was on sale for like, I think it was about $250. I was going to get it for like $200. So I was like, okay, this is way too tempting. It's like the last piece I need from Claudia's collection. Because I really had everything else. Even like, I think at that point I already had a different doll for every outfit. And so when that happened, I was like, okay, I have to figure this out. So I determined I was going to take off these side panels because it's in like 3 pieces, as you can see here, and put because I just used to display I used to only display things behind glass in the Detolf cabinets. So I was like, I'll display it as 3 different pieces, side by side, and then I'll put this a cash counter beside it, like so these would take up 3 pieces. This would go in front of one of the panels. I want to get it so it's the least amount of glare. And then Claudie, or I didn't have a Claudie for it at the time. I was like, she can do the baking in front of the other panel. That didn't work out, but I'm not there yet because so I ordered the set. It ended up costing about $200 because I used my $50 gift card. And then before it even shipped, so 2 days after that, the sale went even harder. It went down to $150. So I was like, $150 and my $50 gift card, that's $100 Canadian, by the way, for this set, which would probably be like 68 US for this set, which was, I think, even on the American Girl website, I haven't really looked on the American prices because I've had it as long as I've needed to. Anyway, it's really, really cheap, and anybody would know that. So I was like, can I get a price adjustment? And they said, no, because it's a sale. What you'd have to do is cancel the first, or buy the new one, cancel the first one. And, if it doesn't ship in time, we'll just refund you. But you can't use your gift card anymore. You'd have to like get that redeemed, use that in a future purchase. And I'm like, well, I don't care. It's still $50 less, even if I'm not using the gift card. It's still going to be cheaper than what I paid with the gift card. So when I returned, so I made the purchase, I returned it. This was the last set that was on. It said only one available. So I was really nervous. I was like, what if I buy the last set, it sell out, they oversold, and then I don't get the set at all? And I was like, you know what? It's fine if that happens. It wasn't meant to be. But it did, obviously. There's no suspense here because you can see the set in front of me. So it did end up shipping, and I did the whole thing. I used my $50 card for something else, American Girl. And then the day that it was going to arrive, I have had, as you can imagine, a lot of Indigo shipments, American Girl stuff, come through. So much the fact that I actually have the phone number of the delivery guy, he's a guy, who always ends up bringing me these pieces. And the day that this was going to arrive, it was a Saturday. I used to work from home at the time that I was getting all these deliveries. So he used to come during the work day. And so when it was going to be delivered on the Saturday, I was like, this was actually worse than coming during the weekday because my partner at the time was planning his trip, his annual trip back to India, home. So he's buying gifts for his family, and we had like a pickup appointment to go pick up something at this mall that's like a 45-minute drive away. And we were putting off going there as long as we could, but the delivery was late. Anyway, so we were at the mall, literally in the car, about to head home, and the driver called and he was like, I'm downstairs. And I was like, I'm like a half hour away. And he's like, where should I put this? This big, huge box. Like, you can imagine how big it was. I think it was like, I can't even like gesture on the screen because it's not big enough. So he told me, he dropped it in front of my door, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to burn it home because my building does have a lot of bad history with people taking packages. So I'm like, it's going to be fine. It's just like 20 minutes from here now by the time we got off the phone. And so I really am like trying to speed as much as I can get away with. And I get home and I come up to my door expecting this big box in front of it, and there's no box. And I was just like, no, there's no way somebody stole this package in 20 minutes. And I'm like, maybe he went to the wrong floor. So here I am, honestly going out of my mind, because when like the most I lose my mind is when something comes between me and my toys or my dolls. And so I'm walking around the building, literally going just going up the stairs. I think we have like 13 floors. And so I'm like a lunatic at this point, to be honest. And so I call him back and I'm like, yo, where did you put the box? It's not in front of my door. So he described to me the door, and I was like, that's not my door. That's my next door neighbor. And he was like, yeah, there were a whole bunch of packages there. So I thought it was yours, and I didn't see a door number. Not all of our doors have numbers. So I'm like, wait a minute. That my neighbor really would have taken this big package thinking it was hers. So I'm like, I go just walk up the door and I'm like so angry at this point. Like, I know she wouldn't have thought that was her package. So she opened the door. She's very friendly. I keep to myself a lot with my neighbors, but this was important. So she opened the door and I'm like, hi, did you get a package for me? And she's like, what was your package? And I'm looking around her and I see this big box behind her and it's opened. Like it's been opened. And I'm like, it's that one over there. She's like, this is yours? It was from Indigo? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, okay, I was just getting about to call them because I also have something coming from Indigo. And there's no way this, because it's a bookstore, there's no way this big package was my book. And she was like, can you describe what's in the box? I'm like, yeah, I can describe what's in it, just like my name is on the package. So anyway, I do think it was an honest mistake. She does get a lot of packages. And so I think she just pulled it in. But I was like, for that, I don't know how long I was traipsing up and down this building. It was like at least 20 minutes where I thought, somebody stole my bakery. And like, it was a good deal, sure, but it was still an expensive piece that I wouldn't want to say goodbye to. I feel like, I really had to share that story with people who might understand that that was a very daunting moment. And now I can get back to sharing the pieces. Sorry if that was too much. But if you're still here, here's the rest. So Claudie works, she would work at this, it's like the bakery. It's got this little piece of dough that's rolled out, which also came with the Christmas set. She's got a beignet, which is like a gift from Tiana. And here's some milk. It's a bottle with some, I don't even know what that is, but as you can see, it's not liquid. Like all these things are just fake. As in, like, they don't even, oh, these eggs don't even come out. That's how fake this food is. I thought those at least came out, but I wouldn't know because I don't play with any of this stuff. I just dust it off every couple months. She's got her sugar, what do you call that thing? Sugar, it's not a grater, but sugar sifter. And this little bag of flour that's just a little pillow. And, let me bring up Claudie because I feel like there should at least be a doll on camera while I'm talking about all this, aside from what's behind me. So yeah, here she, the rolling pin that also goes with this. And so the thing about this doll too is when I had at the point I got this set, I had a Claudie for every outfit. And when I got the set displayed where I wanted to put it, because even though I put it in those detail things like I suggested, I indicated earlier I was going to do, nothing fit. It didn't fit. I was like, what am I going to do? I have this set now. So I ended up like forcing a spot above my TV. So when I got it all set up and it was just in this big open space, no doll, I was like, I need to put one of my Claudies up there. But it was every time I put a doll, one of my Claudies there, I was like, no, she already has a purpose in my collection. So I bought no, it wasn't my last Claudie. It was my second last Claudie. The other one's actually was behind me. You probably can't see her now. So yeah, she's the one who works in the bakery here with those pieces I just mentioned. And then it also comes with this kind of strange, let me move this out of the way for a second. It's a kind of strange, like, bread tray that doesn't roll. It's got wheels, but they don't move. So it's stationary. I guess it's to keep it from going all over the place. And throughout the months that I've had this set, I've just added other bread pieces that I don't even know where they came from. Like this hot cross bun, that didn't come with it. These pretzels came with it. And this is the bread you would pretend you put in the oven. And these two buns came with this. So yeah. And then I just put her cardigan up here as if, like, she's so hard at working, she's getting hot. And I can't keep everything on here for the whole conversation. So I'll just slide this over here for a minute. So yeah, back to the other important part, which is all this amazing stuff that's in the counter. And again, it's all plastic. If it looks like glass on camera, it's really not. And like I said, it's dusting season, so don't be off-put if you see some like unsightly things. And it comes with this little cash box with my favorite one-sided dollar bills. I don't know why. And this is like the whitest American money I've ever seen. I think that Mary Ellen's Seaside Diner has double-sided cash. I don't feel like it's this white, but it might be. It just doesn't look like it because it's not one-sided. And then it's got these weird plastic coins. So like, what is that? It's like a brownish color. I guess it's supposed to be a penny. And these are probably nickels and dimes because they're gray, or maybe a quarter. And so because it's up high on a shelf, I put the money face down so that it looks, so what you see is the printed part of the bill. And then there's all this like yummy fake food in here. Oh, my AC is blaring. So to anyone who hasn't seen the cakes that come with it, this, you can have one slice, but only one. The rest is for decoration. And I think when I looked it up, I was trying to figure out, match the prices as best I could. So this is 75 cents a slice. And this, we call them Swiss rolls. I don't know if there's a different word for them regionally. There are 2 slices of a Swiss roll. And when I was a kid, I thought it was called a Swish roll, which is just ugly. And those are, did I already say 25 cents a slice? And these little coconut, I don't know what they would be. There's some kind of 3 packs of little like pastry balls that are 20 cents. And these look kind of like a flan to me, like a pineapple flan. Maybe it's a pineapple upside down cake. Does that sound right? And there are 4 of those. 35 cents, that sounded about right. And then I don't know if you can see them in there. You probably can't see anything until I pull it out because of all that glare. I put her Christmas cookies in there, the one that came with her Christmas set. Because it's like anything I could put anywhere, I will. And then this is a lemon bundt cake, I think it would be called. And you can't take any of it. It's all just big clump. And this metal, anything, I think it's like, aside from the hinges, it's the only like metal piece. But usually usually the doll sets come with more quality materials than the hunks of plastic that this came with. And the background is MDF. I don't think I indicated, but maybe you could tell already. And then her tower of different fruits. I'm saying her, even though I have 3 dolls up in this set. It's like a clump of berries, bananas, and these lemons. Like, what would you do with this aside from, that's why these to me aren't play sets, they're just display sets, because you can't really play with these pieces that much. Most of them are just, they sit there and they look really pretty. Oh, and I forgot about the pies on top. So this looks like a cherry pie. Did I put a price? I don't think I put a price. Oh, 50 cents. 50 cents a big like quarter chunk of a slice. So yeah, this one you can cut into 2 slices. Well, it's already cut for you. You can just put it on your doll's plate as a slice. And this looks like a coconut. What kind of a coconut pie? Oh, maybe a carrot pie? Carrot cake? I don't know. It's like a orangish filling. So I don't know what kind of pie that would be necessarily. Same thing. Clear plate or dish. 2 slices. And then a half cake that just sits there. And the doll I have working behind the counter is Elsie, my Truly Me number 58. And then the last doll I have to show from this set is Tiana. So these 3 girls run Angelo's bakery at 9 years old. And so what I can do now that I've just shown all the pieces as they are, I hope I covered everything. I was kind of talking fast. But now I'm going to show you how I have everything on display up above my TV. So this set is the focal point of my entire living room because I live alone and I can do whatever I want. So let me just zoom away and show you everything, how it's set up. Now here's the bakery place set in sort of action. Action as it is in my place anyway, just on display. As I said, here's Claudie in the back, baking all the goods. And I had to turn that table around so that I can see all the display pieces, all the action from where I sit on the couch, because it's above my TV. We've got all those amazing pieces in here. Finely displayed. I love it all. And this is Tiana. She's sort of like supposed to be a host, kind of handing out samples of her beignets at the front. And it takes a lot of work to get her to stand up like this. She's got an elastic holding her wrist together. I've had to double side tape that doll stand down because all of a sudden it keeps falling. And here's Elsie over at the cash. It's another thing that used to be a lot easier. She used to hold that cake slicer a lot better, and now I just put her hand over it. But everything I already showed, just here. So much glare. It's like I started with the worst first. You can see there's Claudie's Christmas cookies down there. And just so it doesn't look like Claudie's working away for free, Tiana gave her a beignet. All right, so that's one set down. Let me get to the next one. Okay, this is the most awkward thing I'm ever going to share on my channel, so I'm not even going to try to hide it off screen or anything. This is Tyson's ice cream parlor from Be Forever Samantha's collection. And it's got this big old mirror on it, so it's just not going to look pretty on camera. I've before I hit record, I was trying to find optimal angles, but you're just gonna have to bear with it and trust that it's very beautiful in person. I bought this locally from someone who I had purchased from before. She, I'm in the middle of the city. She's downtown in the city, and so when I was ready to take the plunge, because my Christmas Claudia over here, I needed it somewhere. It's like, oh, now I have an excuse to buy something else, even though um, she was the first extra Claudia I bought, and it was just downhill buying all these Claudias. And then I was like, where should I display her? Because I'm originally thought I was going to put her away when it wasn't the holiday season. Instead, I was an excuse to buy more stuff like this big display piece. And it really is beautiful. So I had been listed for a while. Like I had seen it within Facebook Marketplace and the local American Girl groups, Canadian American Girl groups. Hard to say that. So I had been tempted, but because my Detolf case, they're from IKEA. Oh, yeah, that's another thing I should say. People always ask what my display cabinets are, and IKEA used to make these. They were called Detolf, and they're, I think, 60 inches high. Yes, no, 15. So yeah. Sorry, I'm doing the math because each shelf is 15 inches and there are four, so that's 60 inches, right? And they were the ideal collector's display case because they were cheap. When I started buying them, they were in Canadian. I think they were like 59 American and 79 Canadian, something like that, something affordable, and then just kept shooting up and up in price, especially throughout the pandemic. And then this year, so January 2024, they they discontinued them, so you can't even buy them anymore. So, but that's what so I have, I think, like 10 in my living room, 9. I didn't know I was gonna say that, so I didn't count ahead of time. So everything I collect goes in there, everything has to be within a certain size. So the person who was selling this, I was, very sweet lady. She has a daughter who just outgrown some of her pieces or her collection, not just some of them. And this one she loved, so she was sad to see it go. But what was she gonna do with it when her kid wasn't playing with it anymore? And she told me this. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself, but she did tell me the story that they bought it when they were in Chicago. They bought it at the store and brought it all the way back to Toronto, Canada. Came back with it, which seems like a terrible thing to have to do. I don't know if they drove or even if they took a flight, that'd be worse. Um, so I was really worried about it fitting into my display. So I made this poor woman not just take measurements. I was like, can you take a picture of the measuring tape along the widest part, which is the top? I don't know if you can see what I'm touching because it's very big. Um, and then I would compare her measurements to the widest part of my Detolf cabinet. And I was like, oh, it's a little bit too big. And I was like, you know what I think I could do though? There's a little bit of give because it's glass, tempered glass. So there's a little bit of give. I'm like, I think I can, because it's not just that you get it into the cabinet. It has these like racks that go up, these like metal racks where the glass shelves attached to. So it's like I have to get it through that. But I was like, you know what? If I put it in the middle of the cabinet, like around the middle of like height wise, then I have some give that I can push it in, and then it'll just sit in there. And once I got the door closed, it doesn't matter. And that did end up working. And when I show you the display afterward, I'll try to remember to explain a little bit more about what I mean. And now I think that's all I had to say about that, other than the girl kept it in really great condition. I would say it was pretty complete. I don't know how much of the detail I'm going to be able to make out from over there, but again, I'm going to show it after more close up. It's got like a marble design throughout it, matches my table. And then it's got a pink marble up here. And these are all like MDF pieces. These are plastic. So these are lids, and you're supposed to put the 3 different ice cream flavors in there, which I like to pretend is chocolate, strawberry, and pistachio, but they call it mint. And so you put I think it comes with 3 of each color, each scoop, each flavor. And then you have this. So this is metal. So I don't know if I put it over here, but I don't think you can, it makes no sound, but it's like coal that's metal. So the idea that for the play is you would scoop it up in here, and you would either put it on in like a cup or on one of the ice cream cones that came with it. And I wanted to use them all up, so everything there are no scoops in here, is what I'm saying about that. And then it comes with this candy dish that is just a solid clump of candy that doesn't even come out. And what I was saying in the Claudie piece, and by the way, I figured out, and looking at the pie, calling it carrot cake, it was obviously pumpkin pie. I don't know what's wrong with me because it's not quite September yet. so this is like her pieces where it's just there's this like cup going up into it, and then these pieces are just formed around it. So it's not even that solid of the candy that's inside it. And then this lamp, it's a little hard to see because my room's so bright. I have all the lights on, but it lights up. Yeah, okay, you can see it. I've shown this on here before, but it's like I always doubted that it's going to work. I've been like, this is the time that it's not going to work. And I guess it's supposed to be like a fountain because, you know, you have these knobs here. It's obviously supposed to be fountain. Why am I saying I think it? It's of course. But a lamp with fountains, that seems a little what's the word? Dangerous? Having like electricity and liquid, and it's battery operated. The batteries, it came with batteries and it's been working ever since. So I've never had to replace them. So I don't know what's in there, but very pretty, right? And so it's got like a crown molding up here. It's got minimal damage. So like you won't be able to see it from there, but let's see if I can get it quickly. No, it's so big that I can't. There's like a little mark here. That's all I'm trying to show you, but nothing that serious. Sorry, I'm trying not to show like weird parts of the because there's a mirror, so it's like really awkward to show. So that's the main component, what I consider the main component. So this is on one shelf with Claudie and my D12. So let me scooch this away a little bit because I'm going to bring up the other part of the set, which is the counter. And it's pretty heavy. I might just be sitting at an awkward angle to grab it like this. And again, it's very quality stuff. No real plastic. Maybe these are plastic, but I can't even tell. But the rest is all MDF, like the faux marble top and the encasing. This is a menu that I use a little bit of double-sided tape to stick on the front and make it look like it's just hanging there. And I thought that was a cute idea, so I did it. And okay, so a little redundant too, because here's another menu that comes with, this is plastic with like a sticker on it. And this is a metal, like, oh, the metal spoon. So as you can see, it's like a metal cash register that the buttons aren't individual. They're just like by rows and has a couple things of cash. You just pop that down. Maybe I should do it so you can see it, not hiding it. Oh, and then there comes one of those double-sided bills I was talking about. So this is, it looks different from Claudie's one-sided bills, and it is very white. I feel like the other bills are whiter though. So now let me try it again because I still wasn't showing the optimal angle. So yeah, very heavy, really nice piece. Maybe that's why this felt so heavy when I was picking it up. It was the cash register. And then I don't know if this is part of the set. It must be. It was on the back, and these are on, because of the way I have this on display, I put it up and I kind of forget what's in there. And it's just like some kind of tablecloth, but I was trying to put it on things and I don't feel like it's the right shape for this up here or up on there. So I don't know. Maybe it was just included. Maybe it came with something else and I shoved it in there. So if anybody has any idea what this is, if it's familiar, let me know, because I don't know. And I'm probably just gonna, even if somebody does tell me, I'll probably just put it back in here and forget anyway. Okay, and so here it came with 2 bowls that are glass and metal spoons. And then I put one of each flavor of ice cream in there, but I just want to show it first. Very pretty. So as you can see, it's got like a gold rim around it, and I was about to click it, but you won't be able to hear anything from there because the microphone's over here, and like a flower decal. So does that mean anything? Does that do anything for you? Does that tell you anything? So yeah, very nice set. Yeah, so these ice cream scoops all have this like little divot in it because you would put it in an ice cream cone. And these mugs, I think they're plastic. Yeah, so it's like a cup, a plastic cup that sits in a, again, metal. Is there a word for that? Holder? That's not the right word for that. And there's also a cute little chair. Metal chair. Only one, so I guess because this is Be Forever Samantha, and it was usually shown like in pictures with Samantha in her frilly frock, which is how I display her, but she still doesn't live in this. The person who was behind the cash is Rebecca, Be Forever Rebecca. And I mean, I've shown her a couple times, so I'm not really needing to feature the doll, but that's because she's a little bit short. Well, you know, she's a little girl. I have inside my display, which I'll show you in a minute, I have her on just on a little acrylic riser. And I think that's all I really need to say about this set. I feel like it was a pretty quick one, but it is honestly really beautiful. And if you ever come across it locally, I would totally recommend it. Yeah, yeah, I guess if I missed anything, people will let me know by asking questions in the comments, as I do tend to forget something or just like not think something is important. And so, yep, let me zoom out of here and show you them and then go to the last set. Tyson's ice cream parlor is the hardest to shoot because instead of being side by side, the two pieces are displayed one above each other as if they're on different floors or something. And I've got Rebecca up in 1914 serving the ice cream, and I guess what would be a 10-year-old ice cream parlor, since this is supposed to be Samantha's. And then you come down to the one beneath it, and it's even stranger because now we've got Claudie in 1922, and there's a mirror back there. Sorry, this really breaks the illusion, right? um, and so this, because I had to reconfigure my shelves, this sits on the proper rack that the shelf's supposed to sit on, just with some wallpaper put over the glass. But then up here, I had to put some wire rope clips. I don't know if you can make out what they are. That's these things here. So that was to alter the height because everything was supposed to be 15 inches. And because the main component of the what do you call it, the parlor back there, I didn't need to put wire rope clips because the glass shelf is sitting on that, and then these are just there to support the front. And I don't know if you can really tell, but I had to like widen the glass so it doesn't sit as flush as it's supposed to, but you make do with whatever you got. And at first glance, it's a perfect fit. But anyway, I just wanted to show this up close because when I showed it in my doll room tour, it was pretty quick. And as you can see, there's leakage from the other displays around it because everything's full up. And I think that's clear enough. So I'll move on to the last set. Okay, I'm down to the last set, and I'm thinking I might have saved the best for last, unless I said Tyson's was my favorite, or maybe Claudie's Bakery was my favorite. Whatever, these are my top three, and they're not really in any order. So I managed to hold it off camera at first, and my last set for the video, even though I'm putting it in a thumbnail, why am I being so dramatic, is the local bean. And this is another piece I got because Indigo put it on sale, and it was a great sale, so I bought it knowing, not totally 100% sure it was going to fit into my Detolf case, but I had a good feeling. It just looked like, because they had a display, a very, very beaten up display at my local Indigo. So I was able to see what it looked like and kind of gauge that it would fit. And it's like almost a perfect fit. The only thing that wasn't perfect was the shelf, the back comes with a shelf that comes out of here, and it added too much depth to it that I had to remove it, and I put it into Nikki's bedroom. And it was not easy to remove because I don't know what the first step was. They probably attached it from inside and then put the panels together. So it was just a lot of like pulling and like jostling, and then finally it gave, and now I have it displayed flush against the back wall of my Detolf. And now, having said all that, I think this is a piece I had delivered on a day I was home, so it wasn't as dramatic. There actually wasn't really any drama with this set, except for trying to get off the back, which was not really that big of a deal. So this is what I consider the kitchen of the coffee shop. And one thing before I get started, I should probably warn that I don't drink coffee. In fact, I hate coffee. I hate tea. The only thing I drink is soda. Coke Zero is my beverage of choice, or one of the Dr. Pepper Zeros that are flavored that you can only get in America right now. So whenever I go to America to pick up all my packages, I always grab as much like strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper Zero or cream soda I can get. Instead of throw it in there because we're talking about beverages. So in this set, I may say things that are not correct or true or just are plain stupid because I don't know coffee. But this, before I started recording, I had to go and look for batteries for this because it's functional. You're supposed to put water in it. Please be okay with the fact that I didn't want to put water into my, not toy, but my display piece. But I can play you the sounds. So I think this is like, is it called, oh, I didn't even realize that lid came off, but it doesn't matter because inside the beans are just, could be dog food for all you know. Oh yeah, and those things fall out very easily. So there are coffee beans, and I think what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put water into here, and there's a sticker, a warning sticker. That's why I realized, oh yeah, this does stuff that says like to only use distilled water. So I guess the calcium can build up, and I'm not going to risk it because I don't need to go that deep with playing with my display pieces, my play sets. So you put in water, and I would imagine when you press these buttons, you can probably hear the sounds. Is that accurate? Is that what coffee sounds like? And then you can hear it dripping. I don't know if it's coming through clearly. And then I think water is supposed to come down. You would like take a mug from up here. Ooh. You almost think I play sports. And I think the water would actually go into the cup is the play aspect behind this set. So I've got these up here. I might as well continue talking about. So I think that's everything that's in that piece. I don't know what this is. I think you're supposed to put water in there, and this is like checking the temperature, if it's cold or hot water. I don't know. I only drink soda. And water if I go to the gym. That's the only time, okay? So it comes with actually 4 mugs, but oops, Jasper's got the other one. Let me grab her now because I'm calling her out for stealing one of the mugs. Ooh. So she's the one who's working in the kitchen. This is it's either Truly Me 90 or 91. I always forget, but her name is Jasper. That's all I worry about. So she's working in the kitchen. She's got, I think it's a cinnamon roll, Cinnabon, on her plate. And she's got the 4th mug that goes with this, let's call it a set. And then the other thing that comes with the kitchen part are these 4 flavor syrups. And it's just like everything else I've been showing you. It's just a clear plastic with some kind of film inside to make it look like the color. Like this is caramel. Caramel? Sorry, I don't know how you would pronounce it. Mint? Is that a thing? Mint coffee? Blueberry coffee? I don't know. Coffee in general is gross to me. I understand everybody else loves it. And cherry. And the pictures are displayed at a way, right? Oh no. But I thought that they were all at different levels, but no, you could have put them in any order. I'm wrong. Don't listen to me. Right? They're all at the same level. Oh, and I think this is that a whipped creamer? Oh no. I think that's a frother or something. That's what the doll, your character would do. And it came with it came with 4 of these local bean cups. And I don't know if there's much more else to the cups, like if they all have lids, because yeah, I don't think they have lids. And all these drawers and everything open. So in here is where the recycling bin is. And I don't think it comes with any kind of fake garbage. But it is cute that it comes with recycling. A drawer that is empty because anything that is functional I have pretty much on display. These drawers open. Nothing to see in there though. And the fridge where I actually put stuff. And I think I took, nope, I thought I took that from Mary Ellen's kitchen, but it's not. There's milk right here, right? You can probably see better than I can. Oh, cream cheese for the other part that I'll bring out in a minute. So cream cheese. I don't know if I'm showing this clearly. Should I brought it closer? I don't think I did. Milk. It does a body good. And this is some kind of juice. Grapefruit juice. Yeah? Okay. I thought people didn't like grapefruit juice. What's over here? Orange juice. Okay. That I'm familiar with. And I think that's all the pieces in there. Oh, and the plates are in the dirty dishes. So it comes with 4 plates. She's got one. She's got the orange one because orange is my favorite color. And the other 3 colors are in here. And there are these like plastic cups up here. They don't light up. They look like they would. And this is removable, right? I think it's removable, but once you get it on, it's hard to get off. Okay, so it's just the sign, the menu. And I'm going to, like I did with the other 2 sets, I'm obviously going to go closer into it later so you'll be able to see it better. I just don't want to talk about it while it's in the detail because it's very tight in there. And then some bags of coffee, right? All right. Oh, and these actually dispense, this little dispenser here, it has like a little, I don't know if you can see it under my hand, but it's got an actual like tissue that you could probably pull out, but I don't want to, just in case it's the only one. So as I said, Jasper is working in the kitchen, but it also comes with a counter. Oh, nope, that's not the end of it. So on her display, she also has a chair. I guess she can sit down sometimes, or this is where she puts the orders when she's working on it. So it's just like a metal base. And this stuff is all plastic, by the way. Like everything on here is completely plastic, including the acrylic, not glass, door to the fridge. So that has metal legs, plastic seat. And then it comes with these cardboard carry cases, like it would in real life. And I've put in, I think this would be called a frappuccino, right? Because it's got the sweet stuff on it. It's probably cold. And that would be a coffee, I'm assuming. And now I can show you the counter, which also has a lot of things. I didn't show you the back of Samantha's, what is it called? The back of her ice cream parlor, but it was pretty much like this. It was just bare shelves, but this one actually has a drawer, but nothing comes out and there's nothing in there. Oh, and this is where you load the sweets in the front. This cupcake, by the way, is not from this set. It's from the birthday, one of the older birthday outfits. And on here, you've got, I don't think this is your menu. That's when you check out, right? Yeah. So this is how you cash out. This is your little cash, and they've got the reader here. I'm laughing because the doll who goes with this, she's got a little card with her. Oh, some more one-sided bills. Okay, so yeah, this is how I remember the bills looking. These aren't as white as Claudie's bills. See, they're kind of like, they're like a yellowy green. They're kind of dollar bill color, one-sided, of course. And so it's like tips, tips, thanks for your one-sided bills. So it actually didn't even look like there was anything in there because the wrong side of the bill was showing. And it comes with two each of these cinnamon rolls. No, she's got cinnamon roll there. Are these like a donut? They're some kind of sweet. And they have a roll in the back. So I guess they're like a donut, right? I do eat donuts. I just, not fake plastic ones. So these are the two bagels. And I find Canadians say bagels. Do any Americans say bagels? Sorry, that just hit my brain now because people at work say bagel instead of bagel. Just like they say Las Vegas instead of Las Vegas. So I don't know, different accents everywhere. So anyway, these are bagels with cream cheese. And I don't think they have any kind of, maybe there's some kind of sesame seed or poppy seed, but oh, maybe they're toasted sesame seeds. That's why they look that color. And at this point, I'm not totally certain everything came with this because, ooh, yeah, it's a separate component. Gotta remember that. Let me take these down. So yeah, separate component, and there's a little like divot in there to catch it, and it just sits in place. So I can't be certain that these came with the, but they're only two, so it must have. I think everything came in sets of two. So this is like a cupcake with the delicious looking cherries on top. And the reason I thought it might not have come with this is because I have like Mary Ellen's Bakery, and I sometimes just put things, if I don't have room in one set, I'll put it in another. So yeah, these are the other cinnamon bun that she's got in her hand. And I put in one donut, right? Yeah, because she's got one of the cinnamon buns. I think somebody has, oh, okay. Yeah, I should bring up, let me bring up the doll who's shopping here. Because I was, for a second thinking I was missing a Frappuccino. But she's got one. And yeah, so there's another chair here too. So this one I have displayed, so it's the same thing, metal. Oh yeah, because the thing that I took off the back, it was like, what would you call that? A counter, right? So your dolls would sit on the back of it with these. But now I've just had it be like something she works with and behind the counter. But I have no one working behind the counter yet. I'm thinking about it. But I'm not totally sure. No, just leave that there for now. So this is the doll I have on display. She's like the customer of the cafe. Her name is Celeste, and she's truly me. Okay, let me just move this aside because even though I've shown her a few times before, might as well talk about her. Treat every video like it's its own. Who's gonna remember everything I say on these long videos? So yeah, she's Celeste. She's Truly Me 129. She came out in the last wave of Truly Me dolls. And so I've got her shopping there. She's got one of the gift cards because as you can see here, there's a stack of gift cards, right? Let me pull them out. They're too small to see. So I just chose the one that suits her colors the best, but there are 4 more. So if anyone wants to see, what does that say? Have a nice day? Yes, have a nice day. Thank you. Oh, just American Girl, right? American Girl? No. It just says gift card and it's got the American Girl star. And then this is just the store card. Local bean, American Girl, local bean. Sorry, I don't know if you can see it, but it's written up here. That's what I was reading. Cheating. You thought I remembered, huh? You thought I remembered something. All on my own. And the other things that are on sale are at the front. So more bags of coffee beans. Because people love coffee so much, they would actually buy it to make it themselves, I guess. And then there are 2 bags of pita chips. Yeah, so aside from the coffee, I think it's 2 of everything. So 2 of these pita chips, and then 2 of these, some kind of bar, like power bar, right? Oh, mint chocolate cookies. Actually, that does sound good if they weren't like fake, obviously. And I think, yeah, everything I bought does come with a warning saying that it's fake food and not to eat it. So I guess maybe I should put that little disclaimer in here too. This is all fake food, not to be eaten, not to be consumed. And I started with my top 3 sets. So I'm going to zoom out of here and I'll probably just come back and show you all the dolls together maybe or something. But yeah, so these are my top 3. However, it's really hard to pick. It's hard to pick one which would be my favorite. That's me. The good news about these sets is they're displayed in 2 cabinets where the doors open away from each other, so I don't have to remove them to show everything clearly. Let me start on I guess I call this the customer side. Yeah, there you go. It's focusing on the wallpaper now. Like I've said, I think these are from spoonflower.com. I just put in whatever search criteria I'm looking for, whether it's a decade or a theme like coffee. And here's Celeste making her purchase. I'm not sure if I need to put a doll back there. I keep thinking about it. It just feels like, who's she buying it from? Is she just like buying it on the honor system? Which she probably would. And more wire rope clips down there. And these have it on all 4 because there's nothing supporting it from beneath. And then here's Jasper back in I guess the kitchen of the cafe. Love this so much. And if I had left that shelf on, it would stick out too much, because if you see, she's almost at the front of what I call the floor, but that's just a glass shelf with wallpaper over it. So I had to remove the shelf just to get that to sit at the back very flush. And it looks like there'd be lights in there, but there aren't. Anyway, I keep telling myself, which one's my favorite? I think it's this one, not the last one. But I don't know, I guess that's why I did a top 3 instead. And then if I do my next set of play sets, I'm probably going to say, these are, also my top 3. This is my top 10 in no particular order. That's how I am about everything. Okay, so that was 3 of my top favorite play sets. And by top favorite, I mean probably all the play sets, but these really are the ones I've loved the most. And if you're wondering why Samantha has suddenly joined the chat, it's because when I was playing back the video segments to make sure all the sound was coming through, I do not trust technology when it comes to recording. I noticed that every time I would turn the mirror of the Be Forever of the Tyson's ice cream parlor, she would like appear in it. Like she looked so upset that I was showing off her ice cream parlor, but with other dolls. So I just thought it was funny and I wanted to talk about it. And I brought her up here to remind me to say that. So this is me just closing out for now and saying I will do more like spotlights on the big ticket items or the play sets, because sometimes when I've done like characters who have play sets, I've shown them, but then a lot of times I haven't. So any ones that I haven't been able to properly talk about in a video before, I would like to show them eventually and share them and just get into details, because maybe there are some that people either don't want to have and they just kind of want to vicariously through seeing all the details, or people are considering it and so they want to know really if it's worth it. The ones that I showed today are worth it. The local bean is a lot of fun and it's available as far as I know. It's still, it's not discontinued or anything. And Claudia's Bakery. Angelo's Bakery. So yeah, I would definitely recommend those because they have a lot of play value, a lot of pieces. And if you have kids, or even if it's for you and you're an adult, they have a lot of pieces that you can either play with or, use within other sets. So they definitely have a lot of play value. And the ice cream parlor is so beautiful. It's such a gorgeous display piece. For sure, you could play with it too, but it's discontinued. So it's harder to find, and therefore you'd have to determine if it'd be worth the secondary price. So hope that was helpful for some people, or was enjoyable or whatever, and you got to see some cute dolls and cute play sets. And I will see you soon in the next one.